So we have to start the dynamic routing.
Okay. Was it dynamic or yesterday we did static, right? And then we did floating, right?
Yeah.
And then we did default, or what was that? The
Yeah.
default one was.
See, this is all of the part of a static route.
Okay.
Static, floating, and default. All are the part of a static.
Okay. What was the default one? Or default was a 000, right?
Yeah, default 100, and floating route we have two path. One is alternate at a time. One can only go. So we have discussed the dynamic routing. There are different protocol: RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF as per the syllabus of Cisco. There are three protocol in the CCNA syllabus: RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF. So first of all, we
Okay.
start with the RIP. RIP stands for Routing Information Protocol. It is a standard distance vector routing protocol designed for use on a small network.
Okay.
So we cannot use in the bigger network. Why? Because RIP can only support maximum hop of 15.
Okay.
Okay. So more than 15 hop route as declare as a unreachable, because hops means gateway. So if RIP follows particular path, we cannot follow more than 15 routers.
Okay.
Okay. RIP send out periodic routing updates every 30 seconds. In every 30 seconds, it send whole routing information with neighbor. No
Okay.
matter they already have or not, every time, every 30 seconds, they will send or share all routing information with neighbor. It uses a form of distance as metric is hop count. So it's metric. Metric means the calculated value. So calculated value based
Right.
on the hop count. So
Okay.
basically, in case of RIP, it doesn't matter for bandwidth and speed and traffic. It only matter about the hops. Like if I say I have two paths to reach the particular destination, it only follow the shortest path. No matter
Okay.
what the traffic on that path, how bandwidth they are using, no matter. Only the matter the shortest distance. I just show you that way. So this is the source and this is the distance I have to reach there. So from router 0 to router 2, I have two paths. Either we follow the router 1, either we follow the router 3, right?
Right.
But because if we follow the router 3, we have to follow two router, means two gateway. If we follow the
Right.
router 1, we have to follow only single gateway. So RIP will always choose that path, the shortest path, not that path. I just assume the condition like it's using the 10 Gbps link, and this only use 10 Mbps link. It's still no matter for the RIP.
Okay. What was the other place where we saw that the higher speed it will take that route?
OSPF.
Oh. No, OSPF we haven't gone through, but I think yesterday you drew the same diagram and you said it doesn't matter. The higher the speed, it will always take that path.
I'm just
I forgot. It's
I'm
okay.
I'm saying about the link state, na? So link state work on the OSPF.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how the RIP work is always hop count, not matter about
Okay.
the speed and traffic.
Right.
RIP uses Bellman-Ford distance vector algorithm. So this is the algorithm of RIP. Why we say Bellman-Ford? Because it's developed by the Bellman-Ford scientist.
Okay.
RIP support IP and IPX routing. So basically it support IP and IPX also. IPX is the older one technology we are not using right now.
Okay.
RIP utilize UDP port number 520. So RIP uses UDP. UDP port number is 520.
Okay.
RIP root have administrative distance of 120. So RIP has the AD of 120. As I told you earlier, AD is define the most trustworthiness of routing protocol. Lower the AD, higher the priority.
Right. Okay.
RIP has maximum hop of 15. Any network that is 16 hop away or more is considered unreachable to RIP. So if they are more than 15 hop, it is considered to a unreachable.
So if it uses port 520, are we going through study to ports or we did that, right?
No. See, port number we have already discussed in the transport layer. Okay.
Right. Okay. So if it is UDP port 520, then we
Yeah.
have to allow that port on the firewall, right? If it is using RIP.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And if it is static, then do we need to do anything or?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Manually, I have to just create a policy in the firewall. Traffic coming from that link going into that link. Allow or deny.
Okay.
If multiple paths exist to a particular destination, RIP will load balance between those paths. By default, it's 4.
Okay.
Means if we have 4 paths for the same metric, RIP will load balance. And load balancing in the form of round robin method. Round robin
What's a
method,
round robin?
yeah, round robin method say if I have 4 paths, so I choose every path for every if I have 4 paths, so I will transfer whole information using 4 paths. Like I have a 4 byte of data, so every single byte share with every single link.
So it will load balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But they also saying if we are using round robin system load balancing with equal metric, which can also lead to pinhole conjunction. So again the same thing, pinhole conjunction means if I say as per the topology we have single path, now equal.
Right.
So now to reach to router 0 to router 2, we have 2 path and with same metric, right?
Right.
So as per the RIP, it will load balance, 2 packet will send to that location, 2 packet will like that. Okay. But
Okay.
what the condition, 10 Mbps link take more time to send packet while the one 10 Gbps send very rapidly. But
Okay.
RIP will load balances every time. So what happen? It create a pinhole conjunction because one destination have a 10 Mbps link and one have maybe 1 Mbps, maybe 10 Mbps, maybe 512 kbps. So it is already suggests you that if you are using RIP and you have a multiple path, so either you just fix one path at a time, not not use load balancing if you have a different metric path with the different bandwidth speed.
Okay.
So we cannot do anything with that. See, basically if we have a single path, we have 4 paths, so they will load balance. We cannot drop it. But we can just, what we do, we just assign single path at a time. Otherwise, it will create a pinhole conjecture. So
Um,
RIP
so
also.
how is that a pinhole though? I mean, um, I can you go back to the topology?
Yeah.
So one is 10 Gbps, other is 10 Mbps.
Yes.
Um, how does that, if it is load balancing, then how does it cause a pinhole
Yeah.
congestion?
Two
Oh,
packets.
because the one can send the packets faster. That why.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
RIP has two versions, version 1 and version 2. So what is the difference between version 1 and 2? Version 1, version 2. It's a classful. It's a classless. So what's the mean of classful? It will not support subnetting, VLSM and CIDR. Okay.
Okay.
So basically the thing is that if you give IP address 10.0.0.0/0 and you are giving the slash of 24, it can't possible for the RIP version 1, because it always assume it's a class address, and a class address subnet mask is /8, not 24.
Right. Okay.
So that's why it's classful. It always broadcast on the 255, 255, 255, 255, while it's multicast on 224.0.0.9. No
What is
authentic.
this multicast? Hmm.
Multicast means the information goes to a particular group. Like you are doing the video conferencing or call conferencing. So in call conferencing, you can add only the particular person to using a group.
Okay.
In the same multicasting, if I say it using 224.0.0.9, so if request goes to this address, only RIP service can listen this. EIGRP also
Okay.
running, OSPF also running, but OSPF will not consider this packet information. Only the RIP,
Okay.
because this address fixed to the RIP group. So RIP is what? RIP is group.
Right.
So if I say that request only taken by the sales department, and inside the sales department maybe 10 and 100, maybe 200 users, so it is means it will multicast to the sales only,
Okay. But why is there a specific IP address for that?
because multicast address is fixed. We cannot use
Okay.
multicast address as a IP address in my LAN card.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, because we have
And
discussed till C class, not D class.
broadcast is 255.255.255, right?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And
This
the
is,
use
no,
of
no, this is the broadcast. See, broadcast depend on the class and subnet. Okay.
the last IP of the subnet is
Yeah,
broadcast, right?
yeah, yeah. But this
And
broadcast address belong to any network.
okay. And again, just revising the old one. So we always assign a broadcast IP address, or there's always a broadcast, and the reason why do we need a broadcast address? I keep forgetting that.
In LAN segment device, once device broadcast, they use that address by the
Okay, okay.
networking device only, not the PC and all.
Okay, okay. So whenever a PC wants to do something in the same LAN segment, the
Mhm.
it always goes to the the request always goes to the broadcast IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
No authentication, provide authentication. Authentication means if I say that I am running a secure company and you just come to my company and do want to be a partner in my company, so I will check you have a basic parameters of security, right? Like I am using ISO 9001 and 2 and all. This is the standard. Okay, but you are
Okay.
not using any standard, so I think you are the fake person, right? So I will
Okay.
not exchange my information. So RIP version 1, no matter you are authenticated or not, but RIP version 2 matter. If one side is authenticated, so second should also be authenticated. Otherwise, it will not will communicate.
Okay.
So this is the major difference between,
There,
yeah,
there is another protocol, right? It's called 802.1x, I think. I don't know if you know. It's
what? 80
82.1x.
dot
802. 802.1x.
2.1x.
1x. 1x, yeah.
Yeah, so this
I
is
think
the
it's used.
this
Go
is
ahead.
the switching using switching.
Yeah, I think it is the network access control. I mean, it's the authentication protocol.
You are saying about the radius.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's 802.x, not 1x, I think.
Okay, I thought it was always 802.1x radius. Is radius covered authentication in this or no in this
No,
CCNA?
no, no, no.
Oh no, okay.
It's all about the part of CCNA security.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
somehow in the server section, if you join the Microsoft, you will be able to know the IDS server.
So CCNA security is a separate course, huh?
Yeah, they have a 6 field you can do: routing switching, security, service provider operation, data center, wireless, and voice.
Hmm.
So you can do anything: CCNA, NP, and I in 6 stream.
Oh wow.
Okay, but before going for security, routing switching mandatory, not for only security and other field also.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if you are going for certification also, you should first give the CCNA routing switching certification, then you can only go for CCNA security.
Oh, really? Okay, okay.
Yeah, you cannot go directly for the security. Because what do you do with the security if you don't know how to work with the router and switches?
Right, right, right.
So no authentication, provide authentication. This is the difference between RIP version 1 and 2. Yeah, one more difference is, yes, RIP version 1 receive version 1 and 2 packet, but version 2 only send and receive version 2 only. Okay, so if we are saying we are using RIP version 1 on one router and it connected with other router, so RIP version 1 can have the information of root from version 2, but RIP version 2 don't have any information from RIP version 1.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how the RIP work. So I just create a topology for RIP and perform. यार.
So Ravi, if I want to use this the packet tracer, right?
Yeah.
It is which routers and everything do you recommend to practice? Which router? Any pick any or?
Basically, not much effect because basically we require the multiple ports, so you can directly go for 2621 XM.
And that will probably have all the ports necessary that we need.
Yeah.
No need to add interfaces or anything, right?
Yeah, sometimes we need to add like one router connected with 3 other routers. So because by default they provide 2 fast internet link.
Okay.
Okay. So I've configured each and everything on router 1 and router 2. Now we have to perform the RIP routing. So router RIP, then version. If you are giving the version 2, then you need to type the version, otherwise you are not required to give version. Okay.
Pretty much I would assume people would use version 2, right?
Yeah, because if you are saying classful, so the classless, so classless only work with the version 2.
Right. And I think that is the normal practice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if not choose version, so it will automatically version 1, and then the network 10, network 20, right? Because we have to give about
Yeah.
my network information, not others. So we have 10 and 20. I have configured on the same second router RIP network 10 and network 30, right?
Okay.
Now just check show IP route. It's showing R for RIP AD value via 10.2,
Hmm.
right?
So this is much better than static routing, right?
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to check how it's communicating, as I told you, every 30 seconds it will update with the neighbors, so we can use the debug command, debug IP RIP events. So because we are using RIP version 1, so it will show the broadcast in every 30 seconds. The broadcast should be on 255, 255, 255.255. It's showing. Okay.
So it broadcasts on 255 saying I want to update the update the routing table.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's sending version 1 update and also receiving version 1 update.
Okay.
Okay. So as I told you, RIP version 1 is a classful routing. So if I just give one loopback also, IP address 1.1.1.1 255.255.255.255. Okay, and I add in the router RIP also.
No, the mask is 255, 255, 255, 255?
Yeah. Yes. Sure. So
So
router.
for loopback, always the mask is 255.
No. You can only give 255, 255, 255, 255 on the loopback, not in real IP.
Yeah. I'm saying loopback. Okay.
Yeah. So you can give it, not necessary. You can give simple IP address. No, not an issue.
Okay.
But only the loopback which you can provide the 32 slash. Otherwise, you can't use it.
Right.
Yeah. So I have give the slash of 32. But if you check the packet, first of all, I reset the routing table. To reset the routing table, the command is clear IP route asterisk. On the second router also do the same, clear IP route asterisk. Now on second router check, it will still taking as a /8 because we are
Okay.
using classful routing protocol. So RIP version 1, no matter what subnet mask you are using, it always choose the default subnet mask.
Okay.
Okay, but if I change to that protocol to RIP version 2, router RIP version 2, okay, and one command also required for that, no auto summary. By default, if you not put no auto summary, it will automatically summarize the route on the classful network. So if you are using classless, so you have to use no auto summary. Otherwise, it will again take the same default subnet mask.
Hmm.
So debug we use many ways. So first of all, if I debug something, some protocol, so you will get the message what the issue going behind the protocol. It's showing illegal version because we have configured RIP version 2. So it will not accept the packet of RIP version 1. So that's why it's showing illegal version. So if we
Okay.
find any issue in the particular protocol, so we will always use the debug command to find what is going on. Maybe the authentication issue, maybe the version issue, maybe the neighbor is not responding. Many things you can check. Now I also change the RIP version 2 on that router. Router RIP version 2. No auto summary and clear IP route. Asterisk. Will take some time to update. Yeah. Now check. Hello.
Yeah.
It's showing 32. So because we are using RIP version 2. So RIP version 2 is a
Okay.
classless. That's why it's taking. Otherwise not. And you can check in debug command version 2 update on multicast address, not on broadcast address.
Right.
224.0.0.9.
Okay.
So by using debug command, we can monitor the protocol, what is happening inside the protocol, any security issue, any authentication issue, we can check using debug command.
Okay.
No debug all, or it will disable all debug. Otherwise, you can simply no debug IP RIP events. So now it's version 2 we are using. So if you want to check the detail of routing protocol, current routing protocol, the command is show IP route. Sorry, show IP protocol, not route. Check it. So it's showing you are using the routing protocol as RIP. It is sending update in every 30 seconds, invalid after 180 seconds, hold down 180 seconds, and flush after 240 seconds.
Right.
So RIP has 4 timer. In every 30 seconds it updating the route information with neighbors. After 30 seconds, if neighbor not replied, that stage go to invalid. Okay, and
Okay.
if 180 second again we not get any update from the neighbors, so that state belong to the hold down state. In hold down state, I will not accept any information from the neighbors, and after 240 seconds, I will flush out the information from my routing table.
Okay.
It's showing we are using RIP. This registration is RIP version, sending and receiving version 2 because we are using version 2. Version 2 send and receive both on RIP version 2 only.
Okay.
Or maximum path 4 because it will load balance up to 4 path. Routing for network we have 1, 10 and 20. Passive interface we have not configured any interface as a passive, and this is my gateway and AD. Passive interface means if I don't want the particular interface should be give me any update information, so I can configure that interface as a passive interface. So if I say we have only single link, maybe we have two link, we have one router also connected, I don't want one router to give me any update from that link. So if I say the FA0x0 is a passive interface, it will not give any information to the router 0, the router 1, but it can take any information from router 1. So
Okay.
passive interface not send any information, but it can receive
Okay.
in case of RIP. Okay. So if you some lab task we perform, how to change AD value, right? Admins distance, how to configure passive interface, how to configure authentication, are you there?
Yeah. Here. Here.
Okay. How to use some version update, version update using interface, how to configure uni. Okay. How to change AD value, how to configure passive interface, how to configure authentication, how to use version using interface, how to configure RIP unicasting, how to change RIP timers. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, how to change AD value. AD value we know as a distance, or we can say the administrative
Right.
distance. So assume the condition I have configured with the RIP and OSPF, and OSPF has the AD of 110 and RIP has the AD of 120. So according to the AD value, RIP will not send any update because OSPF has less AD, so it will always send the update. But I want RIP should be send the update, not OSPF. So I just need to
Oh, yeah.
router RIP distance, and I just decreasing the AD value.
Agent. Right.
So command is router RIP, inside the router RIP, then distance 80. Okay. Now check show IP protocol. Now distance will be 80, right?
Right.